Hello and welcome back to our series on Don't Starve. This is day 5. So we're heading back towards our camp. We're looking for some rocks on the way. Big rocks because we want to get some gold so we can make an alchemy machine. You need 6 gold to make an alchemy machine. A lot for us right now because we don't have a lot. We're going to want to start collecting some poop to make some farms out of, which we've already got a little bit. Not too much though. Hopefully we can pick up a little bit of... Ooh, I'd love to have a gear, but no such luck there. Hopefully we can eventually pick up a little bit more silk and some things like that, and we're kind of, like I said towards the end of the last one, we're kind of gathering our supplies for making our camp fully functional in the winter. And we're still back to... We're kind of... Especially in the beginning, you need tons of wood and tons of stuff like that. Eventually, it kind of becomes a series of exploration. And the Maxwell machine we mentioned in the that I mentioned in the last episode, the Maxwell machine, which is one of the parts up there, it's a transportation device, and it takes you to a different world. And this is going to be really key in the adventure mode that they're working on right now. We're playing in Sandbox, which is, you know, sort of the default how the game started. Now they have an adventure mode that they're working on. It looks really interesting, but the difficulty for right now, at least, I'm not sure how it'll be later. For a person who's just starting out, it is very difficult right now. I'm going to run through this swamp for a moment, and hopefully you'll get to see one of the tentacles. Let's get some reeds since none have attacked. Oh, come on. Normally I get blasted by tentacles every time I even approach a swamp. One time I want to show a tentacle, nothing happens. Okay, apparently they don't want to come up and play. We'll see them at some point or another, but tentacles are... They're really, really, really nasty in the beginning. By the way, you can rotate your screen with the Q and E buttons, or the left and right arrows. And that makes it really easy. One of the nice things about that is you can kind of swap the screen sideways, grab something from behind a tree, and then swap it back so you can kind of keep your orientation straight. I kind of always swap back to the default because it helps me keep my orientation straight and I don't get lost that way. So I think I mentioned earlier, I'm kind of only okay at this game, and the reason is I take a lot of dumb chances. I'll be sitting there like, maybe I should go attack that thing and see if I can take it out, and I get killed. I don't generally tend to die from... In fact, one thing I would say, generally, I don't think most people will die from starvation in the game. More to the point, you're going to die from the things you do to get the food so that you don't starve. And I think it's really kind of interesting that it's very well balanced that way. Ooh, hello. And we're going to go through the graveyard, and that is why. If you see fog, it generally means that there is a graveyard there. And as I said, we could dig up the graves and we can trade... Ooh, we can trade stuff to the Pig King. And so let's go ahead and do that. I haven't done that a lot, so let's go ahead. Okay, so he'll give us a bunch of gold for that. Hopefully we don't get attacked by anything. Oh, we found a gnome. Oh, and we don't have any room. Okay, let's run back to the boxes and store a bunch of stuff, because we've got a bunch of things that we need to store anyway. Then we'll come back and we'll collect a couple of things out of the graveyard, and we'll get away. My seats. Mine. We'll collect a couple of things from the graveyard, and we'll take them up to the Pig King, and we will trade them to the Pig King in exchange for gold, which will get us our alchemy machine and possibly some... You can get gold tools. I don't think we'll probably do that, but... Okay, let's see here. We're going to want to store one thing of wood. reeds, because we're not going to get reeds very much in here. Some gold, even though we will be getting gold. Yeah, see, you can see inventory. Your inventory becomes really cluttered really fast, and it's kind of hard to... Oh, there we go. We want to put this 40 in there. And since we're going to visit the Pig King, we're going to want that. We'll visit the Pig King tomorrow, because I won't be able to get back there in that time frame. What we can do, though, is we can run over here and take our little road down to Poopville. We will still avoid the temptation of that flower. So, one thing to watch out for on your beefaloes is if their behinds start to turn red, they go into mating season. I think I mentioned that, but it is really important to mention because they get hyper aggressive when you do that. What's actually at the other end of that road? No, I don't really have time for that. I'll end up camped down there, and we want to go visit the Pig King because at this point he's going to solve all of our gold problems in these two items. I think the gnome... I think you trade the gnome to him. And then we'll collect a couple more things on the way back. So that is actually turning out to be a pretty good day. We'll go up there. We'll hit that graveyard right before we go, so we'll get at least one more item. We are going to start trapping some... We're going to start trapping a little bit here. Oh, let's set that and run to our fire. Alright. Carrots. So, as you can see, basically the idea is, for now, is you're gathering stuff for the winter, or for survival at the moment. Let's go ahead and eat that, and I think I have some, yeah, I do have a stack right here. And 3 gold. Did I just put, yeah, I just put that in there. Yeah, see, that's already starting to go bad. The problem with monster meat is it hurts you. And until you can make a... Can we make one? You know what? We probably can. We'll come back for that. We won't get distracted. We'll come back for that. Alright, so we want to be on our shovel. And we're going to go down here. And like I said, because of the road, everything's sort of within sort of small sprinting distance. So... Oh, God. Did not want that. That's what I mean by you can uproot stuff. You can take the shovel and you can grab that stuff and you can kind of take it with you. But it's not necessarily something... Well, I don't prefer to do it. I don't prefer to do it for the reasons that I said, which is... where'd my graveyard go? Oh, there it is. It's the thing that looks like a graveyard. That was probably something we should have paid more attention to. I don't like to uproot them because they stop growing during winter. I don't know if the twigs do, but, you know, they're not that far away, so why take the chance? And I'm going to be traveling between these areas anyway. And to a certain extent, I also think that it's kind of nice to take some of that to do some traveling. Because during winter, especially as it starts to get colder and you can spend less and less time away from your campfire, it can get a little... I wouldn't say boring, because it's not, but it can get a little bit of where you... Let's hope. Sometimes, every once in a while, this will spawn ghosts on you. Okay, I got... those are new, and I don't know exactly what they're for. But we seem to be getting lots of those, rather than anything else. What is this? Desiccated Yum! We need another shovel. I'm not sure all of what comes out of here, but... Whoa! That's a ghost. Oh, that's a lot of ghosts. I guess we'll come back later. Oh, I appear to be hungry. Let's get some food in us. Wonder if the ghosts went away already. Nope. So let's go visit the Pig King, because we can trade these two to him, and that should be just fine. So, one of the things you can do in the game is you can get pigs to work for you by giving them meat. I'm not entirely sure either. That one I'm going to hold on to. I'll look that up and then find out what we should do with it, because that's kind of new. I haven't seen that before. So, like I said, though, we're going to be kind of wandering up and down this way anyway. So if I leave most of those berry bushes and things, like, it may be a bug or not, I don't know, but if I leave them, then they're going to be... What's this? Oh no, the Pig King is the other one. Oh, I ran to the wrong place. Okay, I guess just for that, we're going to take one of your flowers. I ran to the wrong side. Okay, well, that's going to put a damper on what I was hoping to have been, the speed with which I was hoping to have that done. I was kind of happy with the idea that we were going to have that traded in and be ready already, but no such luck. I wonder how long those ghosts are going to hang out down there. I wouldn't mind doing a little more digging. See if we can get something interesting. But I don't want to mess with the ghosts. I certainly don't want to mess with the ghosts at night. Which is about to happen. Well, let's go take a look. Whoa, still there. Ah! Not doing that. Okay, well, I guess we'll go back to the graveyard in a few days. Maybe by then they'll have despawned? I don't know. I'll have to look that up too. We're gonna make the mad dash to the upper pig village. Hopefully we make it. And then we'll camp right there. Now, one of the reasons that I choose the beefaloes for camping above pigs is, besides the fact that the pigs go in their houses, which can mess you up, don't have the shovel equipped. Just if you have the shovel, just don't equip it. It's just terrible. That's why I keep digging things up that I don't want to dig up, and I know better. Still make the same mistake. So, one of the things that I was going to say though, one of the reasons that I prefer beefaloes versus pigs, and that's to camp near beefaloes, is because the pigs will turn into were-pigs on a full moon. Any pig that's outside. So, generally that's not going to be a ton of them. But, for the pigs that do happen to end up outside, that can be pretty darn bad if you are relying on them for protection. Especially in the earlier portions of the game, where you just don't really have a ton of... You don't have a ton of equipment, you don't have a ton of life, you don't have a ton of any of this stuff. Did I just... Alright, hold on there. There's my fire. Oh wait, he was over here, wasn't he? Yes, it's over here. So there we go. We'll do that tomorrow. Because right now, we need to cook some berries. That whole stack of berries is getting a little bad. Oftentimes, like I said, you do want to save a lot of your busy work for nighttime because you will generally see the moon. You can see there the moon cycle on the full moon. They become werepigs, and if they're outdoors, it's not like they're going to be outdoors a lot, but better safe than sorry. With beefaloes, you really only have to deal with the mating season, and the best warmth item that I've found so far has been the beefalo hat. So the beefalo hat also makes the beefaloes think you're a beefalo, so they don't really get quite as angry with you during mating season. So one of these things you can kind of avoid. The werepig thing may be rarer, but it is more painful. Yeah, we'll make it through. Oh, there we go. Alright, let's cut this off right here and come back for the day 7 on the next one. Thank you guys for watching, and have a great day, everyone.